Oh, yeah. Welcome to another episode of The Tech Preacher Uncut with Erica, my co-host. That's what I'm talking about. Man, we're going to have us some fun today, y'all. Hey, another episode. Man.
Hello.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, this week, we got an interesting subject. We're going to talk about some of the things that came out in the legislature about TikTok. They passed the House, and I want to get your thoughts from a younger perspective, you know, the Gen Z perspective about content creators that's on TikTok. It's a possible ban in the United States. And, you know, we also going to talk about today in this podcast is how, you know, like people just started using social media for business, right? Mm-hmm. And man,
not only to promote their business, but to make money off of promoting their business.
Yeah. So another week, we having some fun. How you doing this week? You feel better? You feel good? How you pumped up? You great?
I'm doing really good. I had a great week.
Yes.
I'm feeling good. The TikTok news isn't the best news, not gonna lie. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about that, y'all. I don't know. So I don't like it.
So the thing about it is, you've been on TikTok. You have a lot of followers, and you know, you used to, you know, go viral and you promote your business and stuff like that. And you do legitimate work. I mean, you use TikTok for business, and you use TikTok, you know, to have fun. And so, since the government is passed, Congress, the House has passed the ban bill. It has to go to the Senate. And if the Senate passes it, it's going to go to the president, which Biden has already said that he would sign it. So from a younger perspective, which a lot of youngsters that's on the platform,
we sick of the old people trying to fuck up the groove.
Yeah, you know.
I'm not gonna lie.
So
okay.
So what is it that TikTok is going to do for people, like once if it get banned?
Well, I mean, that's gonna mess up a lot of people's livelihoods, and just social media. I mean, TikTok has become such a big platform in so little time. I feel like they've surpassed Instagram when it comes to, like, you know, watch time and, you know, just the videos. And I know that TikTok is a big competition for a lot of these platforms, such as Instagram, Facebook, Amazon, even Shein. Even like a lot of, you know, it's a big competitor. So I understand why they would try and get rid of it. But it sucks for a lot of content creators and a lot of people who, you know, just share their lives on TikTok. TikTok is one of those apps where people just tell all their business and they profit a lot from it. Like, you know, it's one of the game-changing apps for sure, and for them to try and take it away, I think it really sucks. It really, really sucks.
And, you know, and the thing about it is, I actually started a TikTok about 3 or 4 months ago, and it's been great, right? My followers is up.
TikTok is great. It's a great platform to market and to share, even, you know, personal things, because you'll reach an audience that, you know, the way their algorithm is set up, you know, you'll reach an audience, your specific audience, like people that can relate to you, or people that's going through similar things and stuff like that, like even people that talk about mental health and stuff like that. You know, it just really sucks that they're trying to take it away.
You know, the thing that I look at is, you know, social media in general, right? I mean, you have the Instagram, you have Facebook, you got Twitter, you have TikTok.
And they've always been around.
They've been around for a while. And, you know, Instagram has been a fan favorite that a lot of people is on Instagram. And, you know, people make living off this stuff. Like you could completely monetize. And now since you can monetize on these platforms, you know, you have a lot of people that become, you know, brand new entrepreneurs. And now they are, you know, making a living on these platforms. And so for the government to pull the rug out And look,
Like,
they whole perspective is, that it's, it's a Chinese company, and it is, they're spying on Americans.
The bigger thing is TikTok has exposed so much about the government, about, a lot of conspiracies about the COVID thing and just a whole lot. So I think that's more so why they're trying to get rid of it versus it just being a Chinese company or whatever, because there's a lot of those kind of companies.
Yeah.
Which none of them are as big as TikTok, but TikTok has even been around for a very long time. I feel like if it was that big of a deal, then 2020 should have been the year that they...
Yeah. And, one of the things I think about, right, I'm primarily on YouTube, right? And I see that a lot of the younger generation don't want to go on YouTube.
You be scared. Y'all the big dogs over there. Well, we got to start, smaller.
YouTube is a little more difficult because, you can't get the views like on a TikTok or Instagram or Facebook.
I look at it more as like a longevity type thing.
Yes. And people on YouTube, they like to watch long form videos, and TikTok raised it up to 10 minutes that you can post a video. And I mean, look, don't get me wrong.
Which is great.
Yeah. And so now you can have longer conversations. You could go live. You could do all kinds of things.
And the live, too.
The lives are very good.
Because TikTok live, people really be making money off there.
There you go.
You can't make money off of Instagram. Well, you can if people buy badges and stuff, but it's not as fun.
So you think that the government is doing it because they can't regulate the money that's going on TikTok, or you just think that it's a Chinese spying operation?
It's a lot of things. It's all those things. And I know they hate it. I know they hate it because they can't control what people say or do on there. It's out of their hands.
I know a lot of people like on Facebook that have Facebook pages that try to expose, different things, governments and stuff like that.
They'll shut them down.
Yeah, they'll shut them down. But, the thing about the way I look at social media, I thought that social media is supposed to be fun, entertaining, and stuff like that.
And I feel like TikTok is what brought back that funness in social media. I feel like Instagram is more of like a dream world.
Okay.
And what you want to be perceived as. It's not really real. Instagram isn't really real if you really think about it for real.
You don't think Instagram is real? Like,
no, it's how you want to be portrayed. You put your best work on Instagram. You don't show the real deal. Now you could get on TikTok with your hair a mess, no makeup on, spilling all your real life tea for real. You can do that, but on Instagram, people will look at you like, is she having a meltdown?
I mean,
for real.
But you know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. I do see different crowds on different platforms. Like I look at Facebook, right?
The older crowd.
The older crowd, right? My mama, my aunties, they're all on Facebook, right? AT Shield and stuff like that. They're all on Facebook.
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, Facebook is all right, but for entertainment purposes, we always like to go to Instagram or TikTok.
For sure.
And
I feel like it's real or fake.
Yeah. But I think on social media, period, that people could portray whoever they want to be. Like, you do see a lot of fakeness on TikToks and Instagram and stuff like that. People
definitely do.
Flash money and all that stuff. And come to find out all that stuff be fake money and stuff like that. So I think for the most part, the entertainment part is what it is. Like, look, I sit up there and open up my Instagram, and they got different pages on there that we follow. It's entertaining, it's fun, and stuff like that. And then you got the fake ones on there and stuff like that. But I think it's up to the user.
But you put your best work on Instagram.
Okay.
You put your best foot forward.
Okay. So Instagram is that
because you want to be inspiring. You want to inspire. You want to, that's where you do your best stunts.
Yeah, on
Instagram.
Okay. Boy, I tell you. So
Times have changed.
it does change because when you look at platforms like TikTok, people
it hasn't even been around that long.
Right. If this hypothetically that the government do ban TikTok,
I'm moving to China. I don't know what I would do without TikTok. I'm not gonna lie. At night, y'all. Okay. Once I settle down, TikTok is my app that I go to, and I literally fall asleep on TikTok. Mm-hmm. I'm strolling on TikTok, and I get my best laughs. My crowd is there, and they now have the reposting thing to where your friends can kind of see what you repost, and you can repost like videos and stuff like that. I just love TikTok. I do. I will pack my bags if Biden signs off on that.
Well, so hypothetically, this say if they do ban TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. What that does to people, like as far as their income, I mean, they would have to slide into Instagram and try to get monetized.
They're gonna come up with something else. They're going to come up with something else now. Because TikTok gives... I don't know if you had a Vine.
No, I didn't have a Vine. I used to watch Vine. I used to be on Vine.
Vine was the shit.
Yeah, that was the shit, right?
That was like the baby TikTok.
Yeah.
Because I think the videos were only like 7 seconds, but the algorithm and like the way it kind of flowed was very similar to TikTok. So... that was such a big deal when Vine went away.
Yeah.
So I like the heartache that I experienced at 14 when Vine sold out. I think it's gonna be 10 times worse if TikTok. Like what? What all the things that I've liked throughout the years, I can't go back and watch all those videos. You mean to tell me I can't see them again? Like all the people that I love. Yeah. Like them is my people. I have a whole nother family over there.
Yeah. Remember, my era was MySpace, right?
Yeah, I missed that era.
Yeah, so my era was MySpace. I
actually wish they'd bring back MySpace because now I feel like you can be like creative like that. You know how you was back then. You could add music in your background and stuff like that and post on your feed. I think that's so cool. I miss that.
I know a lot of businesses that advertise on social media because not only that it reach a large amount of people, but it's cheaper. Because instead of doing a commercial or something like that, why not, go on a YouTube or Instagram or TikTok and advertise your business? Right. Because you reach a large crowd of people. And I know a lot of people that really made it big on these platforms. And he's like, okay, wow. But because a lot of people saying, okay, if the government do this to TikTok, who's next? And that's the burning question.
I don't think they're really going to do it to any other platform because
you think this got a
they can control it. They can control those other platforms way better than they can control the TikTok. There's millions of people on TikTok just talking.
Yeah.
And all the secrets that they know, it just comes all out. It's a totally different thing.
I notice on social media, anything that happens in the world, you could go on social media, you could get instant news. I remember back when I was coming up, we had to wait for the 5 o'clock news and the 6 o'clock news.
Nowadays, the blogs, Instagram, Twitter, those are the places you go to for some news.
And you know what? I think every platform has the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I know it don't matter what platform you go on, whether it's going to be Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, you're going to have people posting misinformation. And I think that's a huge problem with the world.
And you know what I noticed? Since Elon Musk bought Twitter,
it's been a cesspool.
He has been on it with the fake news.
Yeah, but it's still a cesspool, though.
What does that mean?
Well, it's bad. Like, I see a lot. Don't get me wrong. Now he have flagged a lot of misinformation. He flagged a lot of misinformation.
Yeah, they're on it.
But I go on Twitter a lot, and I see a lot of BS on it. Like a lot. It's like he can't catch it all on Twitter.
No, yeah, but it's way better than before,
Yes.
I would say, because they don't
God.
let a lot of stuff slide. Like, if you say something about someone or something like that, they clearing it up. I don't know if it's an AI or he got people working overtime, but they ratting under the, they will say, this picture was actually from
That's right.
2010, and this never happened.
That's right. And,
I love that.
you know, and the thing about it, when you look at AI, right?
That's a whole nother thing. Have you used GPT?
Yeah, yes, I've used ChatGPT.
I love it. It's great. Wish I had it when I was in school.
But okay, so the thing about it is when you look at something like ChatGPT or the AI, and I've seen videos, and they have a lot of YouTube videos that's all AI. And I know YouTube have came out and said that they will start flagging videos to let the viewer know that it's an AI voice instead of the real deal.
It's getting scary.
It's getting
with
scary.
the artists.
Yes.
Now
yes.
that is scary. Because they have artists like Drake, they're using Drake's voice.
Yes.
And it sounds exactly like him, and he hasn't said or made that song, a certain song, but the songs are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the real
But
tea.
I want to take a moment. I want to let everybody know, go to a big screen here, that Erica got a new chair, right?
Yes, I do.
And
It's so bouncy, guys.
I got her new chair, and she got the gold mic. So now she is all over it, you know, and a beautiful color, right? Because see, I
love it.
have the black one, and now she has this beautiful grayish, bluish.
Yes.
And it is.
It matches my aesthetic.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And I last week when we had the podcast, the people in the comments was really, really loving it. I've got a couple of emails and DMs from people saying that they wish in a bunch of lifetimes that they could have this type of conversation with their kids.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's so regular for us.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So, and I do want to recognize a lot of people that really saw both of us on the podcast.
You guys. That made my heart so warm.
You know, they was like overwhelmed. Like, they were like, oh my God, this is the best, right? And you know, this far as having conversations and stuff like that, people were like, oh my God, this is what I'm talking about. And you know, one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to have my family on my podcast so we could talk about things that's happening in the world, and I would love to have a family event. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
it's so fun. I love it. You've gotten me out of my shell.
Yes. So I do have a question. I'm gonna pick your brain on this one.
Okay.
All right.
Let's have a sip.
Have a sip. So last week, right, you was on your way to a certain concert. And you went a little late. You missed the concert.
I missed Drake, y'all.
So she went to a Drake concert, but
I missed it.
So why did you miss it?
Because me and my friend was just taking all day to get ready. We thought Drake was going to give us $10,000 and a trip to Turks if we was in a crowd looking cute, but we missed it. So
did y'all go to like an after party?
We did go to an after party, and the after party was tea.
All right. So the after party was the tea, but you missed Drake.
I missed Drake. Oh, God. But I refuse to miss Nicki.
So you got Nicki Minaj coming up. What date is that?
That is on a Monday.
Oh.
Yes.
What is that? It's like next Monday or a couple of Mondays from now?
It's this Monday coming up.
Holy shit. Really?
That came by fast, right?
Oh, my God.
Yes.
So you part of the Barb family?
I am a certified Barb. I've been a Barb since 08.
Oh, wow.
And yes, I love me some Onika Tanya.
So I'm a Nicki Minaj fan. So I go back and I remember listening to a lot of her music, her old music, right?
She's that girl.
And, you know, she keeps it real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Her music is just, I like it.
You can't compare.
Yeah. And but I really like her older music when she did stuff like with Lil Wayne and stuff like that.
The Young Money era.
So I'm part of that Young Money era. And but yeah, Nicki Minaj.
Amazing.
So it's gonna be
Pink Friday 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because she just dropped her Pink Friday 2 album on December 18th or something like that. So now she's on tour. So I have to see my girl. This is actually my first time seeing her in all the years that I've been a fan. And Pink Friday 2 is absolutely amazing. I can listen to it over and over and over again from start to finish. So I cannot wait.
So I remember, I think my last concert that I went to, and I'm an old geezer, by the way, was Beyonce.
Really? You went to a Beyonce concert?
Well, I go say I went to a concert. I went to Jazz Fest.
Okay, but she was
no,
there.
not Jazz Fest. Essence.
Okay,
I caught Beyonce at Essence.
She's amazing too. God. My goodness, I could watch her concerts over and over and over.
The thing that I like about Beyonce is the energy that she put on stage.
Yeah,
the dancing, the the coordination and the music. Is
her
just,
walk alone.
Yeah,
like the Beyonce walk. Have y'all noticed this? The walk.
The walk, right?
No, who could walk like that?
Who
could walk like that? Who could walk like Beyonce for real?
Right, yeah.
Like everything just gives. It's just she's amazing.
But
too.
see, I'm old school, right? And I'm starting to get into the new era of rap. Right?
You've been listening to your Lil Baby.
Right? I've been listening to Lil Baby, right?
He been on Future and Thug now, y'all. He done got on some Lil Baby.
Lil Baby, right?
Gunna.
I've been listening to Future, Gunna.
Yes.
Right? I've been listening to Future, Gunna, and those type of and I've been vibing out.
Which one you think you're liking the most? Future, Gunna.
I want to say Lil Baby, right?
Lil Baby.
Because what Lil Baby does is
he has a vibe.
He has a vibe, and boy, he really talk about his past. He talk about what he been through, and I could vibe with that. So it kind of remind me of the realness, you know what I'm saying? And so I could vibe off of Lil Baby.
I love Lil Baby.
Yeah,
but I'm a Future girl. Yeah. I love me some Pluto.
You know what? Future is nice, man. I really like Future. That's
another one. I've been a fan of his since he first was dropping.
But I wasn't watching. Like I was not a Future fan until your mama started playing it. Yeah, like your mama started playing.
I put the Oracle on, y'all.
She put the Oracle on Future, and then the Oracle put me on Future, and now I'm listening to Future, and I'm tripping like, man, all right, cool. So I'll be in the studio and I'll be vibing off a Future, Lil Baby.
Yes.
Obviously, I got to listen to some Lil Wayne.
Yes,
and
of course,
I got to go back and listen to Lil Tupac and Lil Biggie. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still that old school. Like I like to go way back to the oldie but goodie music, the R&B oldie but goodie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We're
R&B people for real.
Man.
We have our little moments, but y'all, we really be rocking to some R&B.
Yeah, like some old R&B. Like some old Al Green and
Isley Brothers.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We go crazy out there. Now, how do you feel about still listening to R. Kelly?
So,
I love R. Kelly.
I love his music. I love his music. So every now and then, I'll put R. Kelly concert on, right?
Yeah.
And his concert is, it was called Showbiz, Mr. Showbiz, I believe. Okay. That's his concert. And I watch that, and the guy is very talented. It's just unfortunate that he went through what he went through. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate that people that was in his inner circle didn't stop him or didn't do what he had.
When it first kind of began,
Listen, I don't condone what he did, right? I really don't, right?
Absolutely not.
Underage girls and stuff like that. We don't condone that. Like,
absolutely not.
But
the art,
the music, right? The music
Once
is something that
focus on the art itself.
Oh, man.
And I think that's what a lot of people have to do with artists, separate the artist from the person.
But can you really do that though?
I feel like it's possible. Because you can listen to a song and you can relate to in your own personal way that this person probably made it about who knows what. But yeah, you'll never really know that. You'll never really know, what they've experienced or to make them make a song as such. But it's how you relate to it. It's how it makes you feel. And I feel like that's something that we should have been doing.
Yeah.
Like, just because this person makes amazing music doesn't mean he's a great person, and it's important to separate that.
It's very important to separate that.
Like, these people aren't angels.
No, not by a long. Look, even when you listen to some of the older music, they are not angels. They
absolutely
definitely
not. But it was good music.
Good music,
and you can relate in your own way.
Yes, and I think the music is just refreshing. Look, I talk about this a lot, right? And I talk about how everything that's going on in the world. All the negativity and everything else is going on in the world. When you come home, your home's supposed to be the pleasant place. Your sanctuary is supposed to be the most positive place where you can come at. And then, look, me and your mama, we do this all the time. We sit there and we vibe off of that music. We play that music. And
talk about the old times and how it made you feel when it first came out. And it's just nostalgic. And it's just, everything is everything. And I don't think that the artist's behavior should take away from that.
Another artist.
Any artist. Like, it just shouldn't.
Another one of my favorites. Lauryn Hill, Jill Scott. Look, your mama don't like Jill Scott. I love Jill. I play Jill Scott and I listen to everything.
She's very talented.
She has that.
I'm more of an Erykah Badu girl.
Erykah Badu, right?
I could get with her.
Yes, but Jill Scott has this vibe, right? That R&B vibe that you get in it, and she be putting her heart in it, man. And I was like, wow. And then if you listen to the words, the words really is there. I love it.
Yeah. I like a little Jill Scott.
Jill Scott, yeah. Erykah Badu,
I love me some Erykah Badu.
And one thing about Erykah Badu is, again, she have that soul sultry voice that just blow you away with everything.
Just the way she even say things is just so amazing. Like, girl, what made you say it like that? That made me feel it like that. It's just... So,
me and your mom been together forever. And
how long? Since...
So, I
know it's way before me.
Yeah. It's fun fact, right? I remember meeting your mom. I used to stay where your mom used to stay behind me,
like right around the corner.
Right around the corner. And so I used to be outside washing the car, wiping the car, and your mom used to come out, and I used to see her, and then she was peeping me out, right? And I was like, okay, I see she peeping me out. I'm washing the car, whatever. And I go back in, and every now and then when I go outside, I used to always keep the car clean.
Of course.
It just was one day I know she was just sitting outside and said, "Let me go talk to her." And I went talk to her, exchanged phone numbers, and it was just on ever since. We talked, we talked and went out, we dated, and stuff like that. And got to know each other. We went through our battles and stuff like that. And but it was great. I think your mom was just eyeing me. She was like, "Oh my God, it's this guy." And
you had the nice cars and all that stuff.
And I was a Mustang guy back then, so I had the Mustang primed up, pretty, and stuff like that. And it was fun, man. And we got together, and wow, man! We have such a long history, man.
Yeah,
I can tell you,
y'all gonna have to really get.
I know, like we can. Me and your mom we can actually write a book about our story because we have a long history, a decade-long history. Because you 24, right? But this think about 24. Maybe I met your mom
27 years.
27, at least 27 years.
Well, yeah, if it was like I don't know how long you guys dated before I was born.
We dated, right.
3 years, 4 years.
It was a long time, Wow, it was a long, but it was fun, right? But I was young.
Love.
Yeah, I was young. She was young. I was still in my prime. I was out there running streets, doing what I got to do, and I wasn't ready to settle down. And she would just, it taught me a great lesson, and it kind of remind me of what that movie? It was a movie called with Eddie Murphy. He went to New York to sort out his royal oats.
Now I don't know.
Coming to America. Right?
Oh,
so
okay.
Coming to America. So I think that kind of reminded me of me. I wasn't ready to settle down, and I was like trying to sort out my royal oats, and it just at that time. But boy, I tell you, when we got together, it was magical.
Yeah.
And it's been magical ever since.
Yeah.
But
that for
look,
y'all.
it was so funny. I had my live stream last night, and she always give me a time limit, and I tell her people that on my Wired Wednesday crew, I say, you know what? When the oracle comes in the door, she gonna get me out of here. I tell to let y'all know. And sure enough, she come through the door and she says, "Time." I said, "Oh, I gotta go."
Yeah, because now it's time for y'all time to vibe and getting y'all groove.
And that's what it's about in relationships, right?
Yeah, it's so important to keep it healthy and fresh and fun because,
I tell you what, one of the things that I look at is that me as a father, dad, man, household, whatever, provider, stuff like that. One of the things that I try to do is I try to make sure that everything is positive, fun, and I don't know. It's funny, man. It's kind of hard to describe like some of the things that go through my head, right? Because I'm a workaholic.
Yeah. I feel like we kind of think a lot alike lot of the time. And my mom,
your mom always tell me, she say, you and your daddy are just alike.
Yes,
and I say,
y'all, I hear it all day, every time. Every time.
And it's all good, man, because, we have to have that work ethic, right? You have to have that inspiration, because it's like this. I say this all the time. A man don't work, a man don't sleep. I don't sleep, so, man don't work, man don't eat and all that, you know what I'm saying? If it's money to be made, I'm going to get it.
Right.
Right?
Period.
And that's the whole thing. And I think a lot of people rely on other people.
Yeah.
And you can't rely.
And we don't let the small things bother us.
Right.
And I think that's what it be, Something happen and just roll off our shoulders.
And that's the key to success. I tell a lot of people, and I say this, right? A lot of people believe that money is success. And I look at that money is not all success. Success comes in the soul. You could be rich. Think about it. Most of your Hollywood rich people are miserable,
happy,
right? Not happy. They go through multiple divorces. And why is that? A lot of people say, why is the rich people always the one that's always depressed? And I say that's because they're not, they're rich, but they're not wealthy.
Yeah. And you have to be okay within. You have to be able to face yourself.
Yeah.
And be able to, fight your battles.
I think so.
Be very strong. And when it comes to having a lot of money, you do have to have another level of strength and discipline, because once people know that you have a certain amount of money, everything becomes not as genuine.
People are snakes.
People are.
People backstab you.
Yeah.
And
people are looking for help. And they will use you.
And I think that happens a lot. I think people do use people because they are not genuine. They're really not. They're not your fans.
Yeah.
They're not on your side.
Yeah, and I think it even happens so much as people that's even closest to you, as family and friends. You
think it's jealousy? Success brings in a lot of jealousy.
You know what? People always want you to do good, but never better than them. So I think that's a big thing. And a lot of people will wish you the best.
But they really don't want you the best.
But once you're actually doing better than them or past or just doing something that they wouldn't have expected you to do.
They don't like it.
You know, it just kind of happens and it sucks.
So do you think that's
I've never been that kind of person.
But do you think that's part of the black community? Or that's this general? Because I have some reservations. Because I believe some of it is some of the,
you know what?
In the black community.
You know, I feel like as black people, we're in the same boat. You know,
yes, we are.
We're in the same boat. So, and it's very few of us that make it to a certain level.
Right.
You know, so I think once you are one of those few people that kind of reach that certain level, you do have people that kind of like look at you sideways a little bit or may not understand why you're at the level you're at or may have passed them up in a way, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's just something within people, but it's all projection if you really think about it. You can't take none of it personal.
Yeah.
Because you do you at the end of the day. You know how you think, you know how your heart is set up, and you can't control them or what they think.
So whose fault is it that people that individual is miserable? Like, it's not your fault.
No.
It's that individual fault, right?
Absolutely.
Is that they miserable.
Absolutely. And I let people be miserable on their own. I never take it personal. I can see the misery in their eyes sometimes. And I'm not even the type of person to just like look at people, you know, just or immediately think definitely give me a reason. But I never take it personal when something is like,
yeah,
you know, when they coming at me or, you know, looking at me a certain way or whatever. I know, like, you're miserable. It's okay.
And, you know, we try to avoid those people. Like, I've been on YouTube since 2015, and I've got my fair share of trolls and the haters. We have tools in place on social media where you could block them, ban them, and stuff like that and get rid of them. But you think to yourself, why does this person hate you so much? They don't even know you.
You know, it could be.
It
could be for so many reasons you'll never even understand. Because I have people that for one, if you follow me on social media, you know I barely post anything, and the girls are still gonna check. You know, they're still gonna be clocking my tea.
So you know, why do the girls hate? Why do the guys? Look, I'm gonna tell you, it's been a.
I can tell you why the girls hate.
It's been a different balance now. I see more guys hating more than women, but I do want to ask, why do women hate?
You know, it could be for multiple reasons. Most of the time it's because of their own insecurities. It's nothing that the person that they're hating on is doing to them. Most of the time it's their own insecurities, and a lot of times it be about a man.
Yeah, man.
It be about a man, you know. And
man is all
I don't do the girls nothing. I don't do the girls nothing.
But all they gotta do is go get their own man. Why is it hard for a female to go get the man? They knight in shining armor.
They always want somebody else, man. I'll never understand because I've never wanted anybody's man. But the girls, they be mad at you because they don't want the dude and the dude don't want them, but they want who they want, and they just be mad about it, and they'll find any reason to try and sabotage it. But you'll never win with me. You're not. Sorry to break it to you. It's not gonna happen. Sorry, Pat.
You know, I mean, it's one of those things that, you know, in relationships or, you know, courting. Us old people used to call it courting.
This new generation don't know nothing about a court nowadays.
I remember my mom and them used to tell me, "Oh, you courting that girl?" And
I wish this new generation knew what a court was.
They don't know what it is. And, you know, it's just so funny, man, that, you know, people are the way they are. And it don't change anything.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. That's why you can't take it personal.
You can't take it personal. And that's why you have to just keep it moving, keep it rolling, keep it popping. You know what I'm saying? And that's it because...
And don't let it affect you, ever.
Ever. Because a lot of people allow things to happen to them and
it affects their whole day. You know, sometimes I see people, you know, and I get as a celebrity and stuff, it can be overwhelming because it's thousands of comments about your personal life and stuff like that. That could get to you. But, you know, us regular people, you know, somebody be talking or whatever. Don't let that ruin your whole day because of that girl miserable. And she mad for no reason. You know, don't let that get to you ever.
And you know, I think a lot of people don't allow themselves to get to know people. Like, you know, just say if they wanted to meet a guy or
that's
whatever,
another thing.
They don't get to know people.
Yeah, that's another thing. People don't really take the time to get to know people because they're looking for help, for one.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to see what you got to offer. For two, people, I've learned as I've gotten older, is to give people more grace. Yeah. And to go a little bit easy on people. Like, you know, you can't get mad at that person because you done went through the drive-thru and they done threw your bag or threw your change. Give people a little bit more grace, okay? Because you don't know, it's probably 3 customers before you that then pissed them off for whatever reason. And because they're not having a good day, or their manager could have told them something, or they could be going through something in their personal life. Don't get mad at them people, y'all. Right. Because everybody is going through this life, and it's not always good. You know, it's shit happen. Like life be lifing.
Life be lifing. I've been hearing that a lot. Life be lifing
real bad.
But you know the thing about when we talk about life. Right. Life is what you make it.
It is what you make it.
And so if you say, you know what, I don't want to have a stressful life.
Yeah. You're going to do whatever it takes to make it easy.
But
it doesn't always come that easy to everybody.
Because they allow the demons to come in their life.
Yeah.
And if they don't let the demons come in their life, and they don't let the negativity come in their life, they take care of themselves and their children and their life.
Yeah, and
they wouldn't have these issues. You know, one of the biggest problems with our society is that they worry about everybody else except themselves and their family.
And you know what? I think people's addiction to social media plays a huge part in that, because people are seeing different people's opinions on social media. They're seeing different ways of life. They're seeing way broader things than just what's in their hometown or what, you know, where they come from and stuff like that. So they expect certain things from people that's just not realistic.
Yes.
You know, for maybe their situation or their just certain circumstances, and people just have to think realistically. Like, come on now,
right?
Like it was this whole thing of women moving to Houston and expecting their lives to change.
It don't
overnight,
work like that,
and it does not work like that.
So they'll leave Louisiana, say that I'm about to move, and they go to Houston or they go to Atlanta or they go to.
Come on now,
they believe that all of a sudden their whole life go change
because you move to Houston or Atlanta that
doesn't work that way.
No, absolutely not.
And I think I always say that if you can't make it in one state, you definitely ain't gonna make it in another state.
Yeah, I feel like, and I'm an advocate for moving and starting a new life. You guys, that's one of my favorite things to do. And if you know, you know.
Right.
I love to move and start a new, but you have to have certain things in order. You have to have, you know, certain things planned, which when you get there, you never know how it's going to play out. But don't be that delusional. It's okay to be a little delusional.
But don't be that delusional.
Thinking that you can move to Houston with $2,000 and you're going to make it.
Oh, my God. No. You already lost.
Well.
So look,
I've seen it.
Really?
Yeah. On TikTok. That's why I love TikTok. Tell your business.
So 2,000. If you move to another state with 2,000, you already done. Especially if you don't have a job.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and then you get an apartment in the CPN. This is crazy.
Okay, right. I mean, that's 1 month's rent.
Barely.
1
bedrooms nowadays. 700 square feet is about $1,250
to $1,500 right now,
and I think that is just insane.
Yeah.
See that? Hold on. That's what Biden and them need to See, they're worried about all the TikTok stuff.
Right.
They need to be worried about why is everything so high.
There you go.
People literally cannot survive without having multiple streams of income.
Yes.
And I feel like there's no way that should be. People should only, like, why not have one job that takes care of everything plus more? But the wages and the cost of living,
it doesn't match.
It's just not adding up.
I totally agree.
Now, that's the biggest issue.
I agree. When you go back maybe in my lifetime, back in the early 90s or the early, God, I want to say the late 90s.
Think about it. Did your mom have 3-4 jobs?
No.
Did your dad have 3-4 jobs?
No.
And he took care of 3 kids in the house.
Absolutely.
And his wife.
Yes, absolutely. Gas, yeah. And look.
Like, what's going on, y'all?
We now... people preach, and I preach this now. You have to have multiple streams of income in order to survive today.
You do. Absolutely. In order to survive.
And it is so wages and the cost of living doesn't match.
At all.
And you can't work at a Best Buy or McDonald's or something like that and support
take care
yourself.
of a household. You can't even support yourself alone.
You can't support yourself.
And that's why I hate when I never want people to feel bad for the things that they see on social media, because for one, y'all don't know what they did to get that money now.
Right.
Okay.
There you go.
So, and two, it's not easy just being a regular person off the social media stuff, just day-to-day life, just trying to maintain.
Yes.
We have people around us that we know in real life that are going through the same things.
Yes.
It's just we're on this for 12 hours.
Yes.
And we see a whole and it makes people depressed. It makes people miserable
with
themselves. And it makes people feel like, oh, I'm not doing enough, or I need to be doing what they're doing, or I need to. And that is so shitty. Yes. It's so shitty.
I look at the way the world is today, right? And me as a man, as a provider, one of the scariest things for me is, when the first of the month comes, making sure that I got everything I need to take care of y'all, take care of my business, right? And it's just like once you see things the way it is in life, you pray for a lot of people that's on the struggle bus. Yeah. And we've done what we had to do to make sure that we don't be on that struggle bus. Mm-hmm. But I can understand how people that's coming up in the world dealing with a lot of different things, Absolutely. Because here's what our parents taught us. Mm-hmm. Our parents taught us, graduate from high school, mm-hmm. go to college, mm-hmm. get a degree, get your high-paying job, live your life.
Nowadays, it's go to high school, get your diploma,
go to work,
but I want to be a YouTuber.
Yeah. What? So okay. So that's where social media has made it easier. It made it a little easier for people to make a little money, make a living, right? Mm-hmm. And it goes back to the TikTok thing, because TikTok is going to hurt. Yes. People in the United States, if they ban TikTok, people that's making a shit ton of money on TikTok. Yeah.
I feel like even content creators should give people more grace, period, which I know a lot of content creators, they know the struggle. They know all the work that they had to put into, getting to where they are. And, a lot of people do very well off of content creating alone to where they don't have to really do anything else. And it just looks so easy.
But it's not easy.
It's not easy.
A lot of people people that's on the outside looking in, mm-hmm. believe that content creation is easy. And I always remind them that real content creators is a 7-day-a-week job, mm-hmm. countless of hours, mm-hmm. strategizing, filming, and everything else. And listen, this content creation stuff,
and not everybody can do it.
And not everybody can do it. And you hear people, online, they say, well, just get a real job. Well, don't you understand? Content creation is a real job.
And it's a real dedication. And it's a real, you really have to be dedicated on a whole nother level.
For me, I do content creations, I do promos, I do all kinds of side gigs and stuff like that. And I look at this stuff. Listen, in 1,000 years, I knew for myself that I always wanted to do content creation, but I didn't know I was gonna get paid, good money to do it, right?
Because it's fun to make cool videos, but once you're seeing residuals.
Yeah, and it works out.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And the thing about it is I encourage a lot of people that to try to start out. But here's the thing about content creation, right? And a lot of people get this twisted, thinking that, okay, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, I'm gonna start a TikTok, I'm gonna start an Instagram, I'm gonna start a Facebook page. They want money now. And it doesn't work that way. You have to build your foundation from the ground up in order to be successful. And success doesn't stop. The top doesn't stop. It's like you always have a lot of stuff to do.
And I think you don't always have to strategize it either. I feel like just being raw and real will get you places that you wouldn't even imagine.
Yes.
Because like I said, and I'm kind of mainly talking about TikTok and Instagram but your people will find you. People that can relate to you and that like the kind of stuff that, you put out there, they'll find you. And I feel like that builds a more genuine fan base. And I think that's one thing TikTok has really done for the social media world, period. It's created a genuine following, a genuine fan base. Because Instagram is just, I like her aesthetic, I'm going to follow her. It's more like that. And it's not like really the real deal person. But, when people get on TikTok or YouTube even, and they're showing their real raw self and, the blood, sweat, and tears that they put into certain things and things that people might be going through in their personal lives that many people can relate to. It just draws in a more genuine feel.
You know what? And I talk about this too. Sometimes I make mistakes, right? And so when people call you out on certain things that you did on your YouTube channel or on TikTok and stuff like that, you got to go back. You're like, God, dog, I got to make a rebuttal. I got to do an apology video or something like that, because we be held accountable for the things that we do. Because a lot of people say, well, you just turn on the camera and make a video, you just drop it. No, it's not like that. So sometimes when we make mistakes, we have to own up to our mistakes. And
it's way heavier because we have people that's looking up to you and they think that you're perfect or going to say all the right things when we're not. And that's the thing that I was scared about with doing this, because I know how I can get sometimes,
And you know what? The podcast is great because you get an opportunity for your fans that's going to start watching these podcasts, right?
Yeah.
To get to know you on a personal level.
Yeah.
They might follow you on TikTok. They might follow you on Instagram.
No clue.
But you say, you know what? If you follow Erica on the podcast, now you get to know more about her. And that's a good thing, because a lot of people want to know. It's for my fan base, right? They be wanting to know.
Yeah, and I get it.
And I get it.
I be wanting to know too about people. I be wanting to know.
I get it, and I get it. I get it. So I tell you, we almost at the top of the hour, but let's go down and summarize your thoughts about TikTok. If the government, hypothetically, if the government get rid of TikTok and your followers and your page is being deleted, what's next? What's next? Are you going to Instagram, or what are you going to do?
Well, I strongly believe that someone is going to create something very similar. And I'm just speaking, I might be speaking for the future. You never know. But I do think that someone's going to come out with another platform that's going to allow people to do exactly what they want to do. Eventually, they're going to keep going until they get it right.
Yeah.
But I do think that people are going to, of course, go back to Instagram. That's like home.
Yeah, Instagram, and they got Threads now.
Threads. I like Threads.
I like Threads too.
People are kind of sleep on Threads.
Yes, I like Threads too.
But I do like Threads.
But it's not monetized.
It's not. I feel like that's one of those apps. It's going to get there.
Yes.
It's going to take some time because, when new apps come out, nobody really fools with it too much or whatever. But they're gonna start getting on Threads a little bit. I feel like if Elon got one more thing to do with Twitter, because I was very upset. Elon took the circle.
Yeah.
You remember you had a circle on Twitter?
Yeah. Yes.
Why would you give us that and then take it away?
That's
That was so shitty. But and I had a lot to say about that. And I added him, by the way. But I do like Threads. Threads is a more positive and more open environment.
Yes.
It's very positive. I just like the energy on that app. I'm not gonna lie. People seem a bit more vulnerable and more open and stuff. And as Twitter is more of like entertainment now. It's like, it's all about laughs and, giggles and stuff like that. But which I love Twitter, never leaving Twitter either. But I do like Threads. And I am hopeful that they'll come out with a very similar app.
And there it is, right?
Fingers crossed.
Another episode of The Tech Preacher with Erica, y'all. Oh my God! Listen, man, this gonna be
so much fun. I love this episode.
This episode gonna be great, right?
Yeah, it is.
And we gonna have some fun. Check out Spotify and check out the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow her on all her social media pages. It's gonna be Erica AA, right? Walker.
Erica A. Walker.
Yes.
On all platforms.
All platforms, yes.
And I was so much fun talking to you guys.
Yes. Make sure y'all leave y'all comments down below, and we gonna have some fun, man. Just gonna be great, man. And
stay tuned for next week.
Stay tuned for next week. You never know. You going to the concert, so we're gonna have a lot to talk about. Nicki Minaj next week. Nicki Minaj. So it's gonna be fun. All right, guys. We gonna see y'all later. Same bat place, same bat time, baby. All right. We gonna get on out of here. We gonna see y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye-bye.